Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to take a look at Mega Latias EX. This is a build I've been tinkering with since Mega Latias really got got shown. And I'll be honest, I don't think this is definitive 60, a bit like the camera up video, which you may have seen. If you haven't, go watch that video. I don't think this is the definitive 60 if you want to make this deck or this card work. I think the idea is good on principle, but I think it just needs a little bit more time in the oven, but that's just my personal opinion. So before we go any further and explain the deck list, in the description below there'll be the usual timestamps to the deck list, which is also available to copy in the description below. And of course we have the games that we'll play and the outro of what I think of the deck. So I'm going to say straight away, for those that are new to the channel, I have a slight bias for anything Hoenn, because Hoenn was my first generation. Obviously, Mega Latias is from the remakes. I played the remakes quite a bit, and well, Mega Latias was pretty cool. Riding on the back of Mega Latias whilst playing was really fun. I think I got every legendary Pokemon that was available in that game, off the top of my head. I'd have to go back to my save file. But obviously, Mega Latias is a basic 280 HP Mega Pokemon with no weakness unless it runs into a Lillie's Clefairy, which is going to be the fright of my life, let's put it that way. We have 2 attacks, Strafe for 40 damage. You may switch this Pokemon when you bench Pokemon. And then we also have Illusory Impulse. That's probably the way you don't say it, but well, I'm a sleepy Brit, and that's just the way I see the word illusory. Well, illusory, I guess, is another way you could say it, but I'm just going to say illusory because it's easier for me to say it. Illusory Impulse for 300 damage, and we discard all energy from this Pokemon. So obviously with 2 specific energy types, we have to play those obviously. But the colourless means we can get creative with what Terra we're playing, because, newsflash, this is inspired by LDF's Blissey with Pikachu list. This is inspired by it anyway. I do actually have his list built IRL, but instead of that, well, I say his list, it's a couple of changes, but instead of the Pikachus, I'm playing Cornerstones in here. This only walls off 2 of the Megas, the Mega Kangaskhan and the Mega Venusaur, which, that's not great, but at least it walls off a lot of other stuff. Could also wall off stuff like Hariyama in the Mega Lucario matchup, should they wish to try and go a 1-prize route. And of course, it does wall off still a lot of the meta, so it just makes complete sense to change out the Terra to something that can at least attack, you know? Because obviously I'm not going to be able to play Metal, Lightning, Grass, Psychic, and Fire in the same list. I mean, you could, but you'd be playing 2 of each, and it'd be quite clunky and take up a lot more space. And personally, I don't think it's worth it. Plus, the whole point of the deck is to attack with Latias, not Pikachu, which is just the better attacker. I know, newsflash, Mega Latias is not the best attacker that does 300 damage. It's still going to be the Pikachu EX. Now, I have thrown in a couple of tech attackers. We have the Lillie's Clefairy with the Fairy Zone, and of course we do have Gouging Fire as well. Gouging Fire is basically here to keep Mega Venusaur in check. So that's what his job is, but fingers crossed we don't have to go there. But of course, we are playing the Chansey and Blissey line. We're playing a 4-3 line. I would love a 4-4, but not really found the space for a 4th. And yeah, we're pretty much running this like LDF's Pikachu Blissey deck. So anyway, let's go to the deck list and let's have an in-depth look. And welcome to the deck list. So as I said, we're running this very similarly to LDF's Blissey with Pikachu list. But of course, I've swapped out the Pikachus for Cornerstones, so that way we just have an easier time getting this potential attacker going, so to speak. Because obviously, Cornerstone only needs 1 fighting and 2 colourless, so we can easily just move some of these energies around. So that's the thought process there. So obviously we played a 4-3 line of the Blissey. I would love a 4-4, but I don't really want to cut the 4th Ultra Ball. Having the 4th Ultra Ball is just good for extra search and also discard fodder. So yeah, I don't really want to cut that, but you probably could to get the 4th Blissey in here. And to be honest, it'd just be an easier opportunity. We're also playing 2 Cornerstones, because obviously we need those to activate our Glass Trumpets. 2 Mega Latias EX, which you can see where the inspiration for Pikachu came in immediately, because of the attack damage. 1 Fez, 1 Lillie's Clefairy as a tech attacker, and 1 Gouging Fire as a tech attacker. I've been running into a lot of Mega Venusaur, and there's not a lot this list can do about it. Like, it can take out the 2 prizes and stuff, but when they put a Venusaur in my face, yeah, I can't exactly deal with them. So, Gouging Fire is here to do that. 4 Arven, 3 Boss, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Crispin, 1 Iono, 4 Nest Ball, 4 Glass Trumpet to obviously get energy back into play that Mega Latias discards, 4 Pokégear, 4 Ultra Ball, 2 Night Stretcher for a little bit of recovery, 1 Earthen Vessel because this list originally didn't play a Vessel and it feels bad without a Vessel, 2 Turbo Energize, 1 Powerglass, 1 Maximum Belt, 2 Gravity Mountain just to give Mega Latias an easier time into the evolving matchups, and technically some of the Megas, because Maximum Belt plus Gravity Mountain basically KOs any Mega, so pretty useful. We then have, of course, 3 Fire Energy, 3 Psychic Energy, and 3 Fighting Energy. So like I said, I did take a lot of inspiration from LDS list, and, well, fair credit to him. But I don't think this is a definitive 60. I think this list could do some work. Obviously, I've tried to make it as consistent as possible by throwing in 4 Pokégear, and obviously other things like that, but I don't think this is a definitive 60. I think this list could be improved, but you know, like there's definitely some legs to actually like put it into the format, you know. But I don't think it's worth the effort because Mega Latias hits the exact same number as Pikachu EX. Now, if it did 330, I wouldn't probably be saying that. I'd say maybe there's some room to work with here. But because Mega Latias has a attack that does 300 damage, doesn't have an ability that makes it from getting one shot unless it's a bird attack or a poison attack, you know, I don't see the point in putting the time into this card when it just doesn't bring anything to the table that Pikachu EX doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a 3 prizer with no ability that keeps it alive if it's attacked by something higher than 200 HP. Unless, of course, it's bird or poison that does more than that. Yes, it has no weakness, but Lillie's Clefairy exists for a reason. So I don't think this is a card worth building around, but because it's the one of the Megas, I wanted to give it a try. So, let's get into some games and see how we do. And welcome to game 1. Looking forward to seeing how this deck does. Although I don't think, as I said in the deck list, if you skipped ahead to the first game, I don't think this is the definitive 60 for this deck and this card. But to be honest, I'm not going to put too much more time into it because, like I said in the deck list, if you've skipped that, this is literally a worse Pikachu EX. So take it with that how you will. If it did 330, I probably wouldn't be saying that. And we're going first. That feels bad. That feels really bad. Okay, well we can start the Clefairy, I guess. We can put down the Chansey as well. Let's see what we're up against, because we could go attach and then Crispin and start attacking on our second turn, you know. Ah, this is Mega Manectric. Okay, that's not too bad. We'll just get an attachment in and pass. Quite unfortunate, but obviously we are going first. That's just what happens. We've got to hope now they can't set up another Electrike. I wonder why they're playing it with the Iono's engine, because you'd have to play a lot of E-Switch and or End's Plan. Prime Catcher? Sure. That seems like a waste, because if I can get Crispin plus Blissey, like, that's pretty bad for you, my friend. We get the Arven, that's not too bad. We can at least get some energy to play, I guess. But then again, I'd want a Latias down, so we need to Iono. Why did he play the Prime? That's what I don't get. That's very weird. Well, there's a Mega Latias, so that's good. Obviously, Mega Latias plus Maximum Belt does take out well, actually, we'll need that Arven. Does actually take out what we're trying to deal with here, the Mega Manectric. So I'll take a Fire Energy and a... Actually, no, I'll take the Fighting Energy. Because I can put the Fighting on here and save the Fire in hand. Do that, and Energize. Grab a Psychic and a Fire. plonk them on the Latias. So obviously, if need be, we could also just go attach here, retreat, and then start attacking with, well, we need Blissey in play for that, but we can actually attack with Blissey as well. Oh, it's the Bolt build. So why is Mega Manectric in there? Huh? Are you drunk or something, mate? I don't mean that in like a bad way, but like, even my sleepy brain can think like, why is Mega Manectric in there? I get it, he wants to like play the new cards, but I don't think this is the correct way. Or he's not read Iono's Belly Bolt before. That's my thought process. There's the Mega. Okay, that's fine. So, hold on a minute, because, yeah, this is free retreat, but, you know, I don't see why this is in here, you know? Like, yeah, the Flash Ray is pretty broken if he can get that going, but if he puts this in front of me, I will just bring up the Latias and just blow this thing up. Like, you know, I don't see why this is in here. I don't know if that's just my tired brain not computing, but, you know, I don't see the reason for the Manectric. You're not really playing an efficient way to power it up. Okay, let's see what we can do here. There's a Gouging Fire. Gouging Fire is going to be useful against Bolt, but other than that, it's going to be a waste of my time. So I'm just going to play the Arven. Play the Ultra Ball, and we'll grab a Powerglass as well. Because I could, because obviously we don't play a single prize, and this is the one thing you have to consider. I could attack with the Lillie's Clefairy. Because he's not got any energy into play. That's my thought process. I don't really want to get rid of the Powerglass, but I kind of have to, which sucks. So, evolve the Blissey. Happy switch off the Lati. We'll put the Psychic up here, just so we can retreat. I could even attack with Boundless Power, but then that just wastes time, and I'd rather not do that. So we'll just go into the Clefairy, attach a Fire Energy, and Full Moon Rondo for 140. Take a prize card, because then ideally we can go 2-3, is my thought process. Let's see what he promotes. He's got the Bolt, okay. Like I said, I don't see why he's playing this when he's got this. Like, okay, he's got the Crispin. Shit. Okay, that's bad. That's really bad. That is really bad. Okay. So he's got to have fighting energy. We know that much. But he's only got one energy in play after this. In fact, he doesn't even have a Iono's Belly Bolt. So he can't knock out my Clefairy. He needs Belly Bolt plus ability attach. He doesn't do enough. Burst Roar. Ooh, I see E-switch in there, so that's probably how he's planning to power up that Manectric. Ooh, okay, so we are hitting exactly. So I'll put down the Cornerstone anyway, and we'll play a Pokégear. We are definitely going to take that research. So I'll put that there, and research. There's Gravity Mountain, that's going to be pretty useful. Although, we are still whiffing on energy attachments, which is quite bad. So let's play the Nest Ball. We can get down Fez. And I think, well, we can thin out a Cornerstone and the boss. We can grab another Blissey just so we have more options. And yeah, Full Moon Rondo, take out the Raging Bolt. I'm glad I put this card in now. Because originally my list was, well, this list anyway, there's two of my fight-ins. The original list I was playing was Monkey Dories to obviously help Latias get to 330 and stuff like that. Obviously with Gravity Mountains, so that was also in the list. But instead of Fighting Energy and the Cornerstones, I played one Fighting Energy with the Cornerstones, and then I had what was it? I can't remember the build now off the top of my head. I had, what was it? You know, there's that many cards to remember. It's just frazzling for my brain sometimes. But it was obviously Monkey Dory, as I say, it was Cornerstone, which is the start of this list anyway. Cornerstone was going to be my terror regardless. Because like I say, it was off this, so, you know, it's not bad at all. Generator. So he's playing Generators to help boost the Manectric and obviously boost his Bolt damage. That's so strange. Is he even Fezed? Yeah, he's Fezed. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm glad I put the Clefairy in, because like I said, the Clefairy just made sense, because obviously we are probably going to struggle into matchups that have, like, Bolt and stuff. Obviously, Clefairy is not a guaranteed answer in this matchup, but still. It looks like he's going to go for the attack with the Iono's Belly Bolt. Which, you know, it's a valid attacker, but we now have the knockout with Mega Latias. And if we get a boss off the top, we could... Never mind. We may not have the knockout with Latias. But we do have Fez. We do have Fez draw. Okay, that's not too bad. We can Nest Ball shuffle the deck at least. So we are losing our Clefairy, but that's fine. Down goes you. We'll promote the Lati, because obviously we can always strafe for 40 and go into a Cornerstone, so it's not the end of the world. Well, I say strafe for 40, it'll be strafe for 90, but you get my point. Okay, that's the knockout. Glass Trumpet. Psychic. We'll leave the fighting in there, we'll put the fire on. It doesn't really matter. Happy Switch. And then Happy Switch again. See, I'm glad this build is somewhat capable. Nest Ball. We don't want another Latias. We've got 2 Blissies down. We might as well grab a third. We don't need to put down another Mega Latias. So we'll flip the script. Get some draw. We'll bounce the Stadium just because we can. We can get a free turn attachment onto one of the Blissies as well. And yeah, we will Illusory Impulse for 350. We didn't need the max belt, but well, I'm not discarding it off of a research. So that's 2 prize cards. Nice. And if he promotes this Mega Manectric, we're going to be having a good time. Now he could, in theory, get this Flash Ray going with a Crispin plus manual attachment of Lightning. That could be an issue. But we can just attack, because obviously we can just go Strave into Cornerstone. And Cornerstone, I believe, goes through that effect. If memory serves. And speaking of Crispin, here it is. So we could also just strafe, go into Blissey, and go from there. Obviously, we've got to watch out for Riotous Blasting. And I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to set up Flash Ray. Which is annoying, but we'll deal with it. And obviously, Cornerstone doesn't block this off. That's the only thing. But we can deal with that. Just gotta hope he doesn't have like a energy sticker plus what is it? A energy switch, I guess, if he gets heads off it. So yeah, we gotta watch out for this Flash Ray now. I want to protect my Latias because obviously that is the main part of the deck, and well, I kind of need it. I think as well, because if it prevents all damage from basic Pokemon, we need to attack with Blissey. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. And there's Flash Ray. Also, this is a stage 1, so our Gravity Mountain is basically useless. So we'll bump the Stadium, because why not? We'll definitely Glass Trumpet. Evolve the Blissey. So I believe we have energy still in deck. So do that. We do. Excellent. So now I can retreat into Blissey and attack with Blissey. Yes, he can knock out my Blissey. But guess what? I'm getting card draw. Pokégear. Just to do that. And return for 180 and we'll draw 5. That's another reason for playing a Blissey, is you just have inbuilt consistency. And it's another big 300 HP Pokemon. Yes, he can just go manually attach here and do Riotous Blasting, but he needs to retreat this Mega Manectric. I mean, if he goes down fighting, fair enough, but we have enough Glass Trumpets. So. And I've just remembered I didn't even price check, but oh well. Again, my brain's still waking up, so feel free to laugh at me in the comments, because, you know, that's what they're there for. He can obviously attack with Riotous Blasting, but again, I'm not really worried. I do want to play my Mega Manectric, but, well, I'm going to be dealing with a lot of, Oh, okay, we're doing this, are we? I don't know why, though, because I can happy switch to everything. Like, it's not... Are you going to discard the energy, though? No, but you do realise I can happy switch to the active, mate. You do realise I can do that. I'm sorry, mate, but you need to learn how to read cards. I can happy switch to the active 3 times and return for knockout, taking 3 prizes, even though we only needed 1, and down goes the Mega Manectric for game 1. Not a bad result, and not a bad run overall. Obviously, Blissey did some work, Latias did some work, Clefairy did some work. So, let's go on to a game 2. And welcome to game 2. We got advanced to Greninja rank after that. Pretty much after I did the camera up video last night, because, spoiler alert, this is right after the camera video, the next day, that is. After I did the camera video, I pretty much just went straight to bed. I was absolutely knackered. For those that didn't watch that video, I'd been up since 6 for work. Did a long shift, which felt like a 12-hour shift. And then, yeah, I came home, forgot that TCG Live was updating at 6 o'clock at my time. And I was like, well, I want to get some of these megas done, even if I do misplays. Because, you know, misplays happen. We all do them. So what do we reveal? We don't reveal much. That's good. And we are going first. Yeah, that's bad. That could be bad. Let's see what our top deck is. And it's Lucario. Okay, this could be a little bit tough. So it's Ultra Ball away, 1 of the Pokégears and 1 of the Arvens. And we will need Latias, but not till later. So let's grab a Chansey. Obviously, Chansey's fighting weak, and so is Blissey, so we need to be careful of that. That's something we're going to have to be careful of, but we can deal with it. I'm kind of... because I know most Lucario lists, including my own, are not playing an Arven. Which I think it could. You could play an Arven engine in it. Lillie's Determination. I was going to say, if you're attacking with Accelerating Stab, all I need is a Crispin. Does he get another Riolu, though? You can Lunar Cycle now, get some extra draw. He's not Artisan either. Obviously, Clefairy can be recycled later in the game. Like, we can get that, obviously, off and everything. We can recycle him later. Or it later. I don't know if it's... because Clefairy can be a male, if memory serves. But yeah, we're going to have to watch out for the Makuhitas. And while you can accelerate and stab, it does actually matter. And there's that attack. Well, there's a Psychic Energy. Sweet. That is not sweet. Okay, Artisan. For a Chansey. We might as well take the freebie. So then we will Arven for Turbo Energize and a Nest Ball. I don't mind losing 2 prizes with Clefairy here. The reason why is I can get a Mega Latias down. Touch. Energize. I nearly put the Energize here for some reason. And Energize. Grabbing a Fire and a Psychic. Now let's do a prize check. So, we've got 2 chances, or Blissey's down, whatever. That's fine. Yep, we've got a couple of Arvens in the prizes. Well, we've got a Arven in the prizes, I should say. We've used 1 Ultra Ball. We've got 2 Glass Trumpets in hand. And energy-wise, we're doing fine. So that's fine. Okay, let's see what we can do. Like I say, I don't mind him evolving into a Lucario here. It's just, if he gets Fighting Energy Boss and or Hariyama plus Premium Power Pro, that could put us in a really bad spot. There's the Lunatone. Yeah, this could get ugly if that happens. I mean, we can respond with Clefairy if he does that, but you know, we'd need pretty much a full bench on both sides for that to happen. There's another Makuhita. I love the fact that Makuhita and Hariyama are getting such respect. I love it. And then there's me, who used to prefer Lunatone because it just looked more like a psychic type. This just looks boring. I know that's probably a really bad take, like Solrock is more boring than Lunatone, considering Lunatone is literally just a half moon. But like, to me, Lunatone screams more psychic than Solrock does. Like, it's a bit like, oh, what's his face from Gen 5, I think it is. I don't remember its name, but there's a Pokemon. Is it? It's the I think it's like it's a pure psychic type. I don't remember its name, but yeah, that's what that reminds me of. I don't remember off the top of my head though, because you know. So like I said, he can go for the Latias here, but you get completely destroyed if you do. Heave Ho Catcher. Is he going for the Latias? He is. Okay. That could be bad for us. Town Store. He could grab Max Spell as well. He's got the fighting. I wonder why he went for the Latias, because the Latias needs Max Spell to knock this out. And you also need a Premium Power Pro. At the bare minimum anyway. You need either Max Spell or Premium Power Pro. And if you're throwing your Max Spell away, that feels bad. Vitality Band. Why are you playing that? I mean, sure, you take 3 prizes, but I'm just going to take 3 in return, mate. That feels like a hard commitment. I'm not going to lie, because you don't have any XP share here. That feels really bad. Or is it just me? I don't know if it's just me, but that feels really bad for him. And, well, there's a Blissey. Excellent. So how much damage are we doing? 320. So we need to Arven for a Nest Ball for our Cornerstone. Because then we can actually use our ability. I'll reveal the max spell here. It's not a major deal. So Nest Ball for a Cornerstone. I know some will say Nest Ball for Fez and do that. No. If I do that, I lose. And then Happy Switch off the fire onto the Clefairy, and yep, we're doing just enough. Full Moon Rondo with weakness for 360. You full committed there, my friend. And I don't think you realised it. That's not a diss to this player. I hope they can learn from that, because that was quite a heavy commitment. The only way now they get this potential Lucario swinging is if they go... let me think. They would need Crispin if they're playing Dark Energy or something like that. They would need Crispin, Lucario, Premium Power Pro at the bare minimum. But from what I've seen, no lists are playing any other energy other than fighting. So let's see what happens here. Because obviously I can just go attack with Clefairy here. Ooh, okay, here's a Lucario. Does he have the Premium Power Pro? He does. Okay, that's a problem. That is a problem. Can we get enough energy into play to attack with a Latias, is what I'm thinking. Fighting Gong, that's fine. So we've got 1 energy here. Glass Trumpet gets us another 2. We could do it. We could do it. But we need another Blissey. That's the only issue. We could attack with Mega Latias here. Spreading out the fighting energy. Smart. Okay. Let's see what we can do, because I don't want this to just be a Clefairy video, that's for sure. Okay, there's an energy. So, Ultra Ball away, Powerglass, and fighting. We now need to grab Mega Latias. So do that. Play the trumpet. I think we're a card short, I'll be honest. I think we're a card short. We can't even sit behind the Cornerstone because he just needs fighting to win. I think we're an energy short, and it's quite unfortunate we are. Happy switch. Yeah, we are an energy short. We're a Blissey short. No point thinning that out. I mean, how many energy he's got probably left? He's got about... Probably got about 3 energy remaining in deck. Yeah, I think we just lose. Like I said, we whiffed on a Blissey, so I'm going to go to game 3. Quite unfortunate we whiffed in that last game, but, well, that's what happens sometimes. You don't always get the pieces you need. We was literally a Blissey off of winning that game. If we'd have top decked a Blissey, we'd have had that game. Yeah, I know some might say Ultra Ball for Fez and then Fez for 3, but Fez is random, so I wanted to at least guarantee my Latias, and, well, the fact that we couldn't get a second Blissey setup is what cost us there. We could have had that game, potentially anyway. Because we could have happy switched to the active Cornerstone, retreated it into the Latias, used the second one to happy switch, and then Crispin for turn. Oh, that is a horrible hand. Are we going first or second? He's going He's going first. That's good. Mega Abomasnow. Okay. That could be an issue. They need to discard 3 energy to knock out our Mega. We could obviously attack with Gouging Fire like early on, which is not a bad idea, but yeah, this is quite a bad matchup, especially for this Kyogre, because they can one-shot our Gouging Fire. So this could be bad. This could be bad. Okay. Cornerstone's useful. We'll Nest Ball. Get ourselves a Latias down. I'm imagining that they just want to hit whatever's in the active. That would be my thought process. So that's Arven. Well, not Arven. Pokégear. God, I am drowsy today. Pun intended. Psychic Energy to the Mega Latias. Crispin. Fire and a Psychic. Psychic to hand. Fire to Latias. Ultra Ball away, one of those fight-ins, and the boss. Grab ourselves a Chansey. And pass. If they have a Abomasnow in hand, we would need Arven plus Max Belt. They have the Ultra Ball, of course they do. They play like 20 energy, and they just draw into it, like, bro. And there he is. There he is. He's a big boy. Boss? Of course he's got the boss. Why would he not have the boss? That's ridiculous. Hammerlanche, and yeah. What can you do against a man who is literally drawing everything off of his starting hand? That is crazy. Jeez, that is ridiculous. Oh, of course, rub salt in the wound with my Max Belt top deck. Deary me. What kind of a match is that? How much bum licking have you done, man? That is crazy. That is absolutely mental. So he needs 3 energy off the top to actually knock out this Blissey. But he's probably going to get it, because this guy's clearly the main character. If he gets it, I'm not going to be a happy bunny. And he's got the Rigid Band? Are you joking? I can't even one-shot this with Latias now. I swear, this man's the main character. He's had everything in his hand perfectly. This man must be Ash Ketchum. I swear this man must be Ash Ketchum. I cannot one-shot this Mega Bomber Snow now. Even with Max Volt plus Latias. Yeah, this guy's the main character. Let's go to a game 4. Well, that's what happens when you meet the main character, apparently. Because he had everything in his bloody hand. That was his starting hand. Like, Mega Bomber Snow is not that cracked. Like, yeah, I get it. It's a big 350 HP Pokemon. It can obviously do a lot of damage if you discard energy and stuff like that. But you're telling me that he had Boss, a Bomber, well, a way to get a Bomber Snow, multiple energy in hand, and he had the Arven for freaking Rigid Band. That man is the main character. 100%. Clearly, I was just destined to lose to, apparently, Ash Ketchum in TCG form. I'm not mad about it before anyone thinks I'm mad about it. I'm just more, like, surprised that that happened. I've seen Mega Bomber Snow lists, and, yeah, they are not that hard. Like, yeah, they are a big discard a lot of energy, do this, that, and the other, but that's literally all they do. Okay, 1 mulligan. That doesn't give away a lot. That's fine. Do I start the Chansey? No, I'll start the Fez. Because at least we're going to retreat the Fez. That's my thought process anyway. Fez is a lot easier to retreat. Oh god, is this gaudy? Oh boy, okay. This is going to be fun. Alright, do that. Do that. And pass. We're getting force first a lot, I've noticed. Like, it's like people know what we're playing. Please do not tell me this is gaudy. Because that's even worse. I'd rather face Mega Bomber Snow against the main character, because at least Mega Bomber Snow, like, if they whiff their Rigid Band, apparently. No, it's Marty's Grimmsnarl. Are they playing the Absol, though? That's what I want to know. So obviously in the camera up video, we met one playing a Mega Absol. We could have Earthen Vesseled and gotten some prize checking in, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. We could, if he doesn't put down another Impidimp, we could start sniping with the Fez. Never mind, it's like he heard me. You can see what I mean, like, some days TCG Live is just not in your favour. It's as simple as that. It's just not in your favour. You know, like, there's going to be days where it's just not in your favour. And already the Frostlass is coming down. But he does have to have Rare Candy to get that Impidim going if I snipe it with Crispin. So we could get a Crispin off the top. Or off the Pokégear, maybe? Well, there's a Nest Ball. We can at least get our Latias down. We have prize one, so that's annoying, but that's fine. We haven't prized any Blissies because I've got one in hand. Okay. We've got 2 Arvens in the prizes. Both Crispins are in debt, though. So we do have a good chance, but not a high chance. And we prized 1 Fire Energy. Okay. Gouging Fire doesn't really come up in this matchup, so I'm not going to bother benching him. I'm just going to Earthen Vessel him away. I'll take a Psychic and a Fighting. Do I go for the Crispin play? It feels kind of bad, but I don't really have many other options, so let's go for it. No, we don't even get that. Boy, Faye, what is happening today? Okay, research. We could still get it. We could still get it. And I think we do, because we go... Well, no, we don't. We don't. We whiffed. Right, that's bad. Okay, Happy Switch. The Psychic to the Latias. Yeah, we whiffed quite badly. That's really bad. I could retreat the Fez here, but he's going to be taking prizes regardless, and, well, I want him to bring up a, thingamabob. I want him to bring up a Grimmsnarl, because then I can one-shot it with Latias. And speaking of the devil, what kind of a whiff was that though, man? Honestly, that is crazy. Like, I wasn't asking for a huge amount there, I just needed a way to get Cornerstone and a Glass Trumpet, and then I could have done it, but apparently that's too much to ask. Adrenabrain, wonder where that's going. You could put it on Fez, but Fez dies anyway, so you're actually giving me Fez draw, which is good. We kind of need that. I don't think he's realised that, but he's actually giving me Fez draw. So we can knock out this Grimmsnarl now. Okay. Energy Search, that's fine. And Lillie's Determination. Not a bad play from the opponent. Not a bad play. Although we are taking out this Grimmsnarl. Like I said, I just think Mega Latias is just one of those cards, like, you don't necessarily need to cook around it, but I just wanted to play the deck, you know, like, I wanted to try it. So we've got 2 energy in the discard now. Freezing Shroud, which obviously doesn't affect my Latias, which is good. Actually, no, we don't need the max belt. We literally just need to whack this for 300 and it'll die to a Frostlass ping. So, Ultra Ball, Clefairy, and probably going to need that boss. We can get rid of the Arven. Grab ourselves the Cornerstone. Plus our Fez is prized anyway, so we wouldn't have been able to Fez. Glass Trumpet. UU. Attach. Happy Switch. Because like I said, this dies for a Frostlass ping, so we're not going to bother giving them the resources. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to put more energy into play. I'm going to put it on the Blissey, because obviously that's where it's safest. And yeah, we will just Illusory Impulse for 300. So now this dies to a Frostlass ping, so he doesn't get the value. And there goes that. 2 prize cards. So you may have Red Candy Grimmsnarl in hand. And even if he doesn't have the Grimmsnarl, he's got his Spike Move. And yep, of course he does, because this guy's the main character apparently as well. We've just got to hope he doesn't put down another Impidimp. Even if he does, it's not a major deal, but still. I think the concept I've built up here has actually worked reasonably well. At least in theory, anyway. We just need another Blissey down at some point, anyway. Secret box, sure thing. You've not supported for turn, so you could play Iono, but I only have a 4-card hand. I don't think it's realistically worth it. But let's see what happens. Because you can get close to this knockout. You can obviously Monkey Dory ping off. How much does this have? 30, you have 30, so he can do 60, 90. So he's 10 off of actually knocking out our Latias. Team Devo? Why is that in there? Why have you got Devo? Like, yeah, I know you're grabbing the Devo to thin, but like, you do not need Devo. He's got the Cactus. Okay, that's a problem. That is indeed a problem. So like I say, if he Monkey Dories off of here, he can get close to taking out this Latias. Dark Energy. Is he going to go in with Maractus? Because I don't think that's correct. I was going to say. Adrenabrain. Onto the Lati. That's fine. You need to put down another Impidimp, mate. You need to. Because I can knock out this Grimmsnarl. The only way he knocks us out now is if he plays Black Belt, but Grimmsnarl doesn't play that. Although, this guy's the main character. I'm taking the mic, obviously, in case he didn't get the sarcasm there. But this is pretty bad for us, because obviously you can just Adrenabrain and knock this out later in the game. Is he even Spike Muffed? I was going to say, I thought you hadn't. There's the Impidimp, that's fine. And Shadow Bullet for 180. Take Latias to 250. And ping a damage. You can't hit Cornerstone, mate. Why people think they can hit Cornerstone, you can't. Okay. That's pretty good. So Arven gets us an Ultra Ball. In fact, we need... No, we don't, because we have the ability to do that even without a thingamabob. I could grab the Powerglass. I'm actually going to thin out the Turbo Energize. Ultra Ball, Boss, and a Turbo. Grab another Blissey. Because we could just Happy Switch twice and get this going. Happy Switch. Happy Switch. Manual Attach. Illusory. Because again, this dies for a Frostlass ping, so he doesn't even get the Fez. Down goes that. Because he didn't put down the Impidimp. And there's an Arven. Sweet. He's going in with a bloody cactus. Okay, this could be an issue. This could be an issue. Because obviously we burned a lot of our resources, like swinging with Latias multiple times. Our only hope, I guess, is he puts down a Fez. And even then, that's not a guarantee. He's going in with a full monkey route, okay. This is classic Grimmsnarl, this is. So you can obviously Adrenaline Brain and take out Latias, which is a problem. You can take 3 prizes here. We'll give him the healthiest Blissey, which has the 10 HP damage already on it. We'll give him this one because it's the healthiest. Okay. Because that's his turn attachment. That is his turn attachment, so he can't use Maractus's Corner. Unless he plays E-Switch, which could happen. He could E-Switch off of this Monkey Dory, move this, damage this, and then E-Switch to Maractus and Corner. He could do that. I think that's where he's planning. He's planning to Devo one of my Blisseys. And if that's the case, I'm just going to boss your Frostlass. If I can, of course, because we're out of energy right now. I don't think we win from here, personally. Arven. You can grab Counter Catcher. No, he's got the E-Switch. Shit. Okay, that's bad. That's really bad. That's really bad. How many energy is he down? That's 7 energy in play. He's definitely lining up for a Devo play. Shit. Okay. There's a Blissey. That doesn't really help us. Crispin doesn't either. Arven does. So Arven gets us a Glass Trumpet and a Turbo. Actually, Turbo doesn't help us. Powerglass does. So we'll use the Glass Trumpet. Powerglass to Blissey. Bench another Mega Latias. Ozen. Grab another Chansey. He's probably just gonna find a Dark Energy and Devo me, but well, that's the only shot I've got, folks. There's not much else I can do here. He's not putting down a 2-prizer, like, what can I do here? All he has to do now is just go Monkey Dory, attach Devo on the monkeys, and then that's it. So yeah, we've completely lost this. I thought we had a good chance, but we just don't. Obviously, he's having to burn all the monkeys, so he's not slow playing before anyone accuses him of that. He's not. he has to put all monkeys on because Chansey has 120 HP. And then he can retreat into the Monkey Dory, or one of the Monkey Dories, attach Devo, and that's game. He can even do it with a Frostlass if he wants to, but there we go. That's game. Like I said, don't say he was slow playing. He wasn't. That's what he had to do to win. Really unfortunate, but well, that's what happens when you're whiffing on your attachments. But it's fine. I'll take that loss. Yeah, thank you for the match. Like, you didn't slow play, you didn't take the mic. Like, you did decently. So there we go. That is Mega Latias EX. As I said at the beginning of this video, I don't think this is the definitive 60. I also don't think this card is worth building around, but still. So what did I think of the deck? I think the deck ran a lot better than my first version that I originally built. Because I had access to... well, to be honest, if I had access to Monkey Dory, that would have made that matchup a little bit easier. But, yeah, this is definitely a deck that, you know, like, it has the potential to do stuff. But I'll be honest, I just think playing the Pikachu is just miles better. It's a 2-prizer. Yes, in the Grimmsnarl matchup, they can do exactly what they did to us, which is Monkey Dory and then attack. Sure, they can do that. But they can do that against Latias as well. And the problem is, Pikachu's a 2-prizer. Mega Latias is a 3-prizer. So they could just go for a 3-2-1 prize map. And at least with Pikachu Blissey, you're forcing them to go 2-2-2 for a lot of big Stage 1 and basic Pokemon. So, yeah, I don't think this card is worth building around in my personal opinion. I just wanted to build it because, well, it's a Hoenn Pokemon, and plus, it gives me a chance to just explore deck building options, because Mega Latias has not really popped up. As for tech inclusions, because there is, I think, let me just go to the, I think it's a Latios? Yes, here he is. So, you can play this one. But then that means you've got to play Latias, as in like the Latias EX. You've still got to play the Blisseys, you've still got to play the Cornerstones to obviously get those into play. And this just takes up an extra bench spot, which, personally, I don't think you need to. You could play one copy of this. I'd be cheeky as well and play one Water Energy just so you can use Dragon Claw for the memes. But yeah, I don't think this card is worth... like, I think this card's worth including. You could maybe cut one of the Chanseys for it. But honestly, I think playing the Blissey side, because you get the inbuilt draw with return, and obviously Happy Switch can move it to any Pokemon, not just Mega Latias. Personally, I think this is the better route to play it than this Latios, but you could play this Latios. But anyway, I will leave you all to it for today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing Mega Latias in action, and I'll see you next time.